Hey Gold Digger, Kimberly Olson here, back for another episode of #GetLit, where we crush your business in less than 10 minutes. For this episode, we're gonna talk about how to get that first comma check. So a lot of people, #props, a lot of people come into network marketing, direct sales coaching thinking, how to make 6 figures, 7 figures, which is totally doable. I'm a 7-figure earner. But you don't go from 0 to 7 figures, right? You've got to make that first comma check. And the reality is 80% of the people on your team want to make $500 to $1,000. So understanding this for yourself and then being able to teach others this is going to allow you to create real duplication, a real plan, and put you back in the driver's seat instead of getting frustrated that you're not getting the results that you want. So to get that first comma check, we need to break this down. Most people that are starting out or getting their business going are getting customers and not necessarily getting a lot of business builders. The average person recruits 2 people. So most people are going to be working through customers. So if you think about that, let's say you can earn 30% commissions on your sales, personal sales. So in order to make $1,000 over the course of a month, if you did $3,000 in personal volume times 30%, it would be $900. So let's say you either generate a little more than the $3,000 or your commission's a little bit higher. That's $3,000 in personal volume. Most people aren't hitting that, right? And then they get frustrated that they're not making a comma check or making 6 figures. So what you want to do is you want to break it down. You want to say, okay, right now I'm doing $2,000 a month in personal volume, which is $500 a week. In order for me to get to 1,000, I'm going to need to increase that by 50%. Right, yeah, that would be 50% increase would get you to the $1,000 mark over the course of a month. I want you to break it down. And even smarter is if you can work through other people. So if you're sitting here trying to get to $1,000 a month just by getting customers, you know that you've got to build up to that 3,000, right? You've got to have the reoccurring orders coming in. You've got to have the new customer sales coming in. You've got to work through referrals, which I'm a huge advocate of, and I'm always talking about getting referrals from your customers through referral posts, online events, asking, so important. When you do that, you can get to that 3,000, 4,000 PV, personal volume, absolutely, okay? Does everyone do it? Most people don't. Can it be done? Yes. So you can get to it that way, but you're gonna do better, you're gonna get to it quicker by working through others. So this is where you're leveraging other people's sales for you to generate income. That's the whole premise of network marketing. So instead of you just by yourself getting a bunch of customers, trying to get that volume, when you can bring on 1 or 2 people who are also generating a couple $1,000s in sales, now you've got a team that's doing 6,000, 8,000, 10,000 and beyond. When you get that happening, plus you keep your personal volume high, that's when you generate that comma check. So if you're sitting here like, oh man, what's my problem, right? It's not you, okay? There's not anything wrong with you. You are just being unrealistic with your expectations based on the current numbers that you're bringing in. So if you take control of your numbers and you start to ask yourself, for me to get these sales that I've gotten so far, how much activity did I have to put in? How much content did I put out? How many Facebook Lives did I do? How often did I post in my Facebook group? How many online events did I host this month or week? How many referral posts did I ask for? Do you have real numbers? Do you have real metrics? When you get real numbers and real metrics in place, then you can scale it. What scale it means is that you can take what you're doing and you can get bigger results with the same amount of effort. So how can you scale it? By having other people on your team, or you might say, okay, I'm going to work through others' networks to generate more leads for my business. So you might be hanging out in some Facebook groups. You might ask a friend to host online. Some of the girls in my 6-Figure Breakthrough Business Academy are participating in vendor blenders. Some of them are doing multi-hosting events where they're having hundreds of people dropped into these weekly Facebook groups. Amazing way to leverage because you're still doing the same amount of work. Hopefully automating some of it with OneStream Live, right? But you're doing the same amount of work, but you're getting bigger results. Okay, that's what scaling means. And that's smart business. That's how you really start to pick up the numbers and not burn yourself out, okay? So this is your homework. I want you to take the last 3 months and I want you to pull up your back office report, and I want you to get your numbers clear. Because when I do strategy sessions with people, I'm like, okay, tell me your volume, where we at, what's the income? They're like, they never know. They're just like making up numbers. So can't do that. So what you want to do is you want to get the last 3 months. That'll give you a good rolling average, because obviously there's ups and downs. And I want you to start to figure out, what is your PV, your personal volume? What is your team volume? And then I want you to ask yourself, what activity are you doing each week with content you're putting out, online events, referrals, all the things we just talked about. And I want you to ask yourself, how can you be smart and leverage other people's networks? How can you put out more content? Could you go live more often? Could you launch a podcast? Could you launch a YouTube? One of my top coaching clients, she found me from a YouTube video. She's amazing. She's like a mini me, just mark my words. Seriously. And she never would have found me or thought like, wow, Kimberly seems to know what she's talking about if I didn't have those YouTube videos out there. You just never know how people are going to find you, okay? So what can you do to level up your game? When you level up your game and you level up your activity with the intention that, oh, this is going to lead to a result, it'll keep you fueled, motivated, energized, and it'll keep you in the game. So if you're getting frustrated or you're just like, oh, this is annoying, you're looking at it the wrong way. You really can get this to that comma check and beyond by learning all of these things that we just talked about today. Okay, so that's your homework. Get your numbers, report back, say, I've got my numbers, coach. Put it in the comments below. Share this video. Tag me when you share it at the Goal Digger Girl, GOAL, and I'll give you a Goal Digger shout out. Have a good one. See you later. Until next time, get lit in your business and set your soul on fire. Bye-bye.